Previously, on our Baja adventure, we began our journey in the stunning oasis of Cañón de Guadalupe, nestled in the rugged Sierra Juárez. From there, we traversed the vast expanse of Laguna Salada and found ourselves camping on breathtaking beaches along the Gulf of California. But the story is far from over. In this episode, our exploration takes a new turn as we embark on a journey through Baja's rich history. Visiting its ancient missions, these timeless landmarks hold stories of resilience, faith, and a glimpse into a past that shaped this incredible land. The adventure continues, and the heart of Baja awaits. On our way to the first mission on our list, an unexpected equipment breakdown brought our journey to a halt. The unforgiving Baja terrain has a way of testing both man and machine, and this moment was no exception. While it forced us to change our plans, it also reminded us that every challenge is just another part of the adventure. We're about to lose our EV bike. The rack, it's all broken. We're still 10 miles away from the mission. And I'm gonna take the bike down and I'm gonna ride it all the way there if I can. After that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to fix the rack at the mission. And my wife had the idea. I think we're gonna have to drop off the bike in San Ignacio with our friends at Paraíso Misional. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But as of right now, I'm gonna have to ride this thing all the way to the mission. Fortunately, I have a bunch of straps and I use all of them, but it's not cutting it. The rack is just giving up. I don't wanna lose the bike on the trail. About halfway along the 40-kilometer road to San Borja, our bike rack broke, leaving me no choice but to ride the Vulcan bike for over 10 miles. Using the Onyx Off-Road app, I checked my location to see just how far or close I was to the mission. With its all-wheel drive capability, the Vulcan handled the rugged terrain with ease, but uncertainty lingered. Will the battery last long enough to get me to the mission? Only time will tell. I want to thank Onyx Off-Road for sponsoring this video. This trip, like all my trips, planned using the Onyx Off-Road app. All the waypoints, the route, everything was mapped using that app. And I love this app because it has almost all of the routes in Baja. And this is one of the main features for me. Not only that, Onyx Off-Road app keeps on upgrading their system. Onyx Off-Road now offers the Onyx navigation feature within the app. This allows you to navigate custom routes, points of interest, or any location on the map with voice-guided turn-by-turn directions, even when off the grid or no cell service. Simply select your destination on the map and choose Navigate. 149 years after the Basque sailor Fortun Jiménez de Vertadoña first discovered the Baja Peninsula, a new chapter of history began. Between 1683 and 1834, Jesuit, Franciscan, and Dominican missionaries, with the backing of the Spanish crown, established 30 missions and 11 sub-missions across the rugged landscape of Baja California. Today, only 9 of these missions still stand, as enduring testament to the past. And on this journey, we'll visit 8 of them, uncovering the stories etched into their walls and the history that shaped Baja as we know it. We finally made it to San Borja, to the mission. It was pretty interesting on that e-bike, on that road, and with that rack broken. But I had a blast, really fun, and I think my wife had a blast too. She was driving the Jeep. This is the Misión de San Francisco de Borja, established in 1762. Misión de San Francisco de Borja was established by Jesuit Father Wenceslao Link, a pioneer in bringing faith to the rugged Baja Peninsula. The mission's first structure was simple, built in adobe, reflecting the limited resources of the time. Later, the Dominican order took over, leaving their mark on the region's history. Using stone quarried from the surrounding area, they constructed the enduring building we see today, completing it in 1801. Standing here is like stepping back in time, where every stone tells a story of faith, resilience, and the craftsmanship of those who shaped this sacred place. During the Spanish colonial period from 1697 to 1821, the missions of California were shaped by 3 great missionary orders, each leaving its own legacy. The Jesuits established missions throughout southern and central Baja California. The Dominicans expanded their reach across northern Baja, and the Franciscans carried their mission north into Alta California. Together, they built a chain of settlements that will forever shape the history of the region. Misión de San Borja, the last mission built by the Jesuits, it's a must visit for anyone fascinated by Baja's rich history. With its rugged stone walls and remote location, it stands as a testament of resilience and determinations of those who built it centuries ago. A true bucket list destination for explorers and history enthusiasts alike. After riding the Vulcan for over 50 kilometers, the batteries were completely drained, leaving us with no choice but to shift our focus. The broken rack needed a fix before we could continue. I'm so impressed with the Vulcan. I just did 50 kilometers more or less until I ran out of battery. And we're like, I don't know, I'll say, look at this, all dusty. I don't know, we're about 20 minutes from the nearest town and then the highway. So what I'm gonna try to do is fix the rack just to take me to San Ignacio. And I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave the rack and the bike in San Ignacio and come back on a later day. So bummer, because it's a fun bike and I'm super impressed with it. This Vulcan bike performs really well. Ran out of battery though. Look at this rack, it got destroyed. Definitely not a Baja rated bike rack. Maybe for a mountain bike, but not for an EV. Digging through my spare fastener bag, I found a couple of bolts, just enough to piece the rack back together. It wasn't the perfect fix, but it will have to hold for the next 4 hours on the road until we reach our next camping spot in San Ignacio. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning in San Ignacio. We made it here last night. Our Jeep is over there. And yeah, we had a hard time bringing the e-bike on the rack that broke. I did a quick repair on the road. So on the highway was not that bad. Off-road, it wouldn't be able to do it. So we got here last night, and it's a beautiful night. We took warm shower in the facilities here. And these guys from Paraíso Misional, they are gonna keep the bike in the rack and they're gonna fix it for me. So let me show you here. Muchas gracias, eh?
A ustedes por visitarnos, muchas gracias.
Sí. So he's working on the rack right now. You know, he already put a couple of bolts. Wow, this guy's going fast. This was broken too, so he's fixing that, and he's still gonna have to do some stuff to it. We need to get some bolts here, and so I'm gonna leave the rack here and my bike, and I will pick it up at the end of the trip. It's a bummer because I really wanted to use that bike on the beach, but next time. Paraíso Misional is in San Ignacio, and I've been coming here for the last 3 years. That's when they opened. They have cleaned it really nice. It's an oasis in the middle of the desert, so a lot of travelers spend the night here, camp here, and it's really inexpensive. And they have bathrooms that is included. Super clean, really nice. And also hot showers. Hot showers are big here because when you're traveling, well, you want to have a hot shower. Let me show it to you. Check this out. It's super clean. You have a hot shower. Look at this. Very nice. These guys have done a really good job. So we got here last night and already packed everything. We're not gonna have breakfast because we're gonna try to make it all the way to Loreto, which is like 5 to 6 hours. And we already have a spot where we're gonna spend the night. So tomorrow can go to the Misión de Loreto and then San Javier and hopefully La Paz. In 1716, Jesuit Father Francisco Maria Piccolo arrived at an ancient site known to the native Cochimi people as Cadacaman, meaning Arroyo of the Reeds. Years later, on January 20th, 1728, Father Sebastián de Sistiaga and Juan Bautista Luyando would establish a mission here, dedicating it to San Ignacio de Loyola. A place of deep history, it remains one of Baja's most remarkable missions. With lava block walls nearly 4 feet thick, the former Jesuit mission San Ignacio de Cadacaman extends proudly across from San Ignacio's small plaza, flanked by a grove of citrus trees. Though the mission closed in 1840, the church remains part of an active Catholic parish. Yet, the story of its past is marked by hardship. The indigenous population decimated by relentless labor, epidemics, and old-world diseases, vanished completely by 1840. In just over a century, Misión de San Ignacio lost its original purpose, and the missionaries departed. The Dominicans, who followed the Jesuits, completed the church as it stands today, a striking structure with Latin cross plan, vaulted ceilings, and a majestic dome. Inside, the gilded wooden altar, brought from Mexico City in the late 18th century, remains a symbol of the mission's enduring legacy. San Ignacio is easily one of our favorite towns on the peninsula, a place where we could spend days soaking in its charm. But with nearly 300 kilometers ahead and over 4 hours on Highway 1, it's time to hit the road and continue the journey. We arrive in Loreto around 3 p.m., a town rich in history and home of one of Baja's most significant missions, La Misión de Loreto. Unfortunately, it was too late in the day for a visit, so we decided to save it for another time. With a quick stop to refuel, we took in the town's charming atmosphere before getting back on the road. Another hour of driving lay ahead, leading us to our campsite for the night, Playa Juncalito, a peaceful spot along the Sea of Cortez where we could finally unwind and take in the beauty of Baja's coastline.
It's beautiful out here.
We had never been to El Juncalito before, but as we scouted the beach, one spot stood out. It was perfect for the night. The only problem? It was already taken. My wife, always kind and polite, approached the group to ask if they were staying. As luck will have it, they were just stopping for lunch before continuing their journey south. This friendly family from Mexicali welcomed our request and let us know they'd be leaving soon. So we waited as they packed up, grateful for their kindness and excited to set up camp in what was surely the best spot on the beach. I love how comfortable and easy to set up this tent is. The bed is ready. I mean, it's a queen size bed and really comfortable. It's got a diesel heater. It's kind of chilly right now here in Baja, but we'll be okay. We couldn't have asked for a better place to be. On one side, the calm, endless blue of the Sea of Cortez. On the other, the towering, rugged peaks of the majestic Sierra de la Giganta. A perfect balance of sea and mountains, making for an unforgettable night in Baja. This trip has been non-stop, leaving little time to cook the way we love. But tonight, that changes. A cowboy cut ribeye sizzling on the grill, buttered veggies in the cast iron, and a good glass of red wine from the region. This is the kind of meal we've been waiting for. The perfect way to end the day. Good company, a great meal, a glass of regional wine, and the soothing sound of the ocean. Moments like this are what make the journey unforgettable. Waking up to the sound of the waves and the calls of Baja's wildlife is one of my favorite parts of camping. There's something special about starting the day with nature all around you. After a restful night by the ocean, it's time to pack up and head out. Our next mission awaits. Today, we explore Misión de San José de Comondú. With a warm cup of coffee and tea to start the day, we headed north for a few miles toward Loreto before turning inland. ascending into the breathtaking Sierra La Giganta. This rugged mountain range rises sharply, from sea level to nearly 4,000 feet, creating a dramatic backdrop along the coast. The road to San Javier is narrow and winding, leading to a small historic community home to one of the oldest and best preserved Jesuit missions in Mexico. We'll visit San Javier later on this trip, but first, our journey continues to our next destination, La Misión de San José de Comondú. In the next episode, Joyce and I venture into the unknown. With no idea of what lies ahead, we set out on a rough and solitary trail, carving our way through rugged terrains and vast, untouched landscapes. This journey leads us to one of the most remote and breathtaking towns hidden in the heart of the Baja Peninsula, home of the remarkable Misión de San José de Comondú. Join us as we explore its beauty, history, and the spirit of adventure that keeps us moving forward.